Hey guys, quick update with Bitcoin. I apologize, I just woke up. I haven't had my coffee yet. I just want to get this up really quick. So if you watched the last video, I told you you probably would want to stay short. I gave you your next long entry. And as you saw in the thumbnail, according to my charts, it looks like it's confirmed that we'll have some more downside, but we could have a little upside first. So I'm going to give you those targets. If you watched the last video, it was about 14 minutes, 38 seconds in. I showed you that this was our previous support on the H1 chart. So if we drop down, that'd be the next point to long. Just listen to what I said. Next support level is going to be down around 85,500. And if we break 85,500, your next major, most critical support level is going to be 82,500. If we break below that, well, we do know that we held support here. We'll be coming down to 80,420, but that would be bearish in my opinion, because that means now 82. So basically I was saying because this fib line was our support, if we break 82,500, next point to go long is 80,420. And the reason I say we could have some upside from here is obviously we have a gap above now. I'll put a link up to the video now if you want to check it out. So you can see that is how it played out. I did mention, notice this red trend line, and at the point the Bollinger Bands were getting squeezed, I made an update in Discord. If you want to get access to live charts in Discord, guys, if you want to sign up, the website's opticalcrypto.com. That is this website here. It's all these links pinned in the first comment description. Again, if you want to be updated hourly, day through the week, through the weekend, you can't get access to live charts in Discord, but make sure if you sign up, you email me through the contact page. But basically, I was just showing that the Bollinger Bands are getting squeezed. You can read up here, take note, our current resistance. This was support. If it comes resistance, the Bollinger Bands are getting squeezed, which means you're going to move soon. And you can see we drop down to the next support level below. So that did play out. Now we need to discuss. I do think we could see some upside because now we have a gap above. And also I'm going to explain why I believe we have more downside. Hi guys, if you want to get into leverage trading, CoinCatch is a great option. There's no KYC. This is the events page. I'll put a link up to it now. There's 30 slots every 7 days to receive $3,000 bonus if you deposit $1,000, and 300 slots every 7 days if you deposit $500 to get a $750 bonus. Anyways, I'll put check that link out. All these links will be pinned in the first comment description, as well as my link to sign up. If you want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch, this video I put up teaching you all the tools I use and how I use them to help yourself. Help protect yourself and know how to use the tools. Remember that ring's coming up soon. I'll put a link to this video now if you want to check it out. So again, I gave you your levels to pay attention to. This was in Discord. Again, I can't make a video for every single move, but we did play this to the downside. But in the last video, I know it was a long video, but guys, if you watch the entire video, I give you everything you need. But your point to go long was 80,579. And the reason I say that there could be some downside, but first we may have some upside, is because now we have, I'll explain this in just a minute, we have a gap above now. Price does go out of its way to fill these gaps. If you notice, we had, let me get rid of this line just for now, just to make this easier. Notice that we had a gap right here, and to fill that gap we had to push up to at least 93,720. Notice price right here. Price pushed up to fill that gap. Well, now we have another gap above, and that gap is sitting right around, let me see here. That gap is sitting right around 85,655, so we could push up to fill that gap. Still, your strongest support below is going to be around 78,000. I do think it's possible we have some more downside. Now again, I do think we could push up and fill that gap, but because, and as I mentioned in that last video, keep in mind also markets are down. Bitcoin does follow the market, so pay attention to the indices. If the indices continue down, ultimately I expect Bitcoin to continue down as well. And remember, I do expect us to get a bounce at that ring. I will keep you guys updated, as I said. And guys, if you don't mind leaving a like and subscribing, I would appreciate it. But as I mentioned in that previous video, this line right here, you notice that before we broke into the channel, all the meat of the candle on the daily was always below this red line. Once we broke back into the channel as support and resistance, notice all the daily opens were always above this red line. Same here, here, and here. This is the first time we actually got a daily open below this red line, which makes me think, because this is the first time this has happened, this would be an indicator that we do have more downside. And as I said before, and I will give you price targets on the hourly as well. So again, your most key support, as I've been saying, is going to be around 70, well actually at least 77,800 to fill that gap. It was partially filled but not completely filled. Your next support level below will be around 74,000. Keep in mind, if price just kind of chops and goes sideways, and we do, let's say over the next 4, 5, 6 days, something like that, let's say about a week, we continue sideways and down, I will long 75,000 before that ring. I don't think we'll go lower than that because we'll have made contact with ring by then. Obviously, if we continue sideways, then I'll go long after ring. Your next resistance level just above on the D1 chart fib channel line would be around 84,688, but that will not fill the gap. Notice the center of this this channel is around 84. Well, let's just say 87,000. Take note the center Bollinger Band is moving down to that point. It could push up today or over the next couple days, but again, that would be a point to think about shorting. And then obviously you have your most key resistance. So if you pushed up to 89,880, I'm sorry, 860, I would short that. And then you have the top of this channel that I've been talking about. This is our resistance for this channel. Sorry about that. I meant to use brush tool. Let me grab that now if I can find it. Again, this is our major resistance right here. That video before where I told you to short 92,587. So again, until we break out of this channel, I would remain bearish. In other words, if you bullish up to this point, sure, if we get to that point, but you want to short. If we get above and hold a support, then we have more upside. But those are your most key levels for now to pay attention to. But the reason I think it's possible we might push up is just to fill that gap. As you can see here, if I can find that chart, again, 85,655 would fill that gap. We could push up at a bit, push above it just a bit, just like we did back here. So let me give you hourly targets, guys. And let's see the confluence here. So our gap is now 85,655. So if we go back to this chart, and again, like I said, we could get bound. So we're teetering on this support level. This was the support level back here. You can see around 81,888. We're testing that now. We'll see if that becomes resistance or support. If this holds and we push up, around 83,000 is your current support. And to fill that gap, we would have to push above. Keep in mind, 85,000, well, let's say 86,000 is your current resistance. But again, to fill that gap, we would have to push back up to this line here that we broke. This line right here was the one I was talking about. As long as we're below, you'd probably want to remain bearish, right? Well, if we push back up, we would probably fill that gap, push up to around 87,382, and then get rejected and have more downside. Obviously, if you push above and hold support, well, your next resistance level just above, well, now we have this trend line that will support that flipped as resistance, and you have the center Bollinger Band on the daily. So again, these targets are in confluence to the D1 chart. But the main point I wanted to point out was expect possibly, now remember the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P are down, but if we do push up, it is very possible we push up to fill that gap around 85,655, maybe push a little higher. But because, and as I said, please watch that previous video, because we finally for the first time had a daily open below this point, to me that means we more than likely have some more downside. So I think it's less likely we chop and go sideways. We'll probably come down, fill that gap, take out some longs, then we'll move up this ring. And as I said, I'll make a video when I actually long it and when I short it, and I'll actually show you my position and everything. But that's the main thing, guys. Again, I told you to pay attention. This is the first time, going back 3 months, actually 3 months ago, we made contact with this channel. But it's been almost 3 months. We've never had a daily open below this line. So while we could wake up and take out some points above, specifically probably to fill that gap, I do think it's more likely we have some downside because this is the first time we got a daily open below. No need to repeat myself. If you missed anything, just go back and rewatch it. But again, guys, if you get CoinCatch is no KYC, it's no VPN. Do check it out. My link, if you want to sign up, is pinned in the first comment description. Do check out this tutorial if you want to learn how to trade and use all the tools. And remember, guys, you can sign up, get access to all the charts in Discord anytime you want. You can't pay with USDT, but you can email me through the contact page. That's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.